Hello, how is everyone doing? Let's do. Last time we said we're gonna do another Windows box because I seem to be having some issues there, so let's do that. And the first one that pops up is BabyTwo. Let's do that. So let's start the machine. I'm already connected to hack the box, so I've just updated Sliver to 1.6 just before the stream. I noticed that there was a new version released, so never used that one before. I used 1.5 before, so let's see how that goes, if we need it. That's if Hack the Box can actually spawn the machine, because it seems like they're facing some Docker issues. But we got an IP address, so just starting my notes as well. So it looks like we have SMB open. Okay, so we have a DNS name that we need to add to our hosts. Let's do that. So anything that's with the VL afterwards is basically a machine that used to be Vuln Lab machine, but since Hack the Box bought Vuln Lab, we now have all those machines here as well. They're only available, some of them they're only available for VIP Plus, so you would need the subscription for Hack the Box to be able to do those. But since they're retired, you need the VIP anyway. So we have LDAP. We have RDP. And SMB. Let's see if we can get anything from NXC. Maybe anonymous. Okay, so we have read write on homes. Okay, that's interesting. But we do have guest access to those shares. So we can do root just to make sure that we download the files in the correct folder. So we have apps, let's start there.
Rhythm is so boring. It's the same sounds over and 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 over.
It all sounds.
Let's have a look. So automated drive mapping, rollout initial version. So it's trying to execute login VBS from somewhere. Okay, let's see if we can actually find that script somewhere. That would be interesting. Let's go back to, actually let me take a screenshot of this. So we have docs, which we don't have read access to, but we do have homes. We have some users. Let's copy those and put them into a we have some users there. We have a library, let's see what's in there. Nothing. Are they all empty? Actually, what we can do is get everything. Yeah, so all the folders are empty. I do have some users that we could brute force. Let's see if we can use Kerbrute to enumerate the users to see if any of them are valid. DC baby2.vl. Okay, so the users are actually valid. No, we don't have passwords for them. I really don't want to test with RawQ or anything of that sort, because too many usernames and too many passwords to check, and it would take forever. Anything else on the scans that might be helpful? Let's put that into our notes in any case. I wonder if any of them have empty passwords. No. Or some of them failed. Okay. I think we can try is same username and password, so using the username as a password. Users, I think it's no brute force. Let's see. I don't want it to try combinations of different users with different passwords. I just want to go one-on-one.
You think we need an intro on this? No, I don't think we need it.
Yeah. So no brute force and continue on success. And we get two users, Carl and Library. Not sure what this song is, but apparently butter on toast. Alright, so let's see. Let's see, SMB. Oh, we have read write on apps, docs, and homes. That's interesting. Let's check Carl Moore as well to see what he has. In the meantime, I do want to run Bloodhound as well. Same. Okay, so Bloodhound, there we go. We already have that, but I need to do it in yeah, so that's from the other stream that we've done with Poppy. What's the IP address? Let's also see if we need to bring up Bloodhound, because I don't think it's up. Yeah, stop. I need to kill those containers so they no longer start on VM startup. I might even have the old DC data in here, so I need to clean that. Yeah. There we go. Let's leave that finished because we do have the files in here. There we go. In the meantime, let's see what files we can... actually, let's do library first. Might going blind. I don't no longer see the folders anywhere. Right, let's wait for that, and in the meantime we have access to apps, docs and homes. Same files. Empty. Empty. Let's do Carl to see if he has anything more interesting. It's empty. Okay. Interesting. So that's complete. Let's have a look. We can set this user as owned because we have his password. Is that an our users list? Yep. He is in our users list. No Kerberostable users. Okay. Do we have a way from Carl to path not found? So there's no way to. Let's go back to the login link. Anyone knows how to read a LNK file on Linux? Do we have this package? Let's see. Can we access SYSVOL? Yeah, we can access SYSVOL. So what does this do? Okay, so it maps apps and docs to V and L. Okay. And we do have write access to those shares. So the logging VBS is being executed which maps the network share. But the question is, well, how does that help us? We've already checked carbo roastable abusers. No S for roast either. Oh wow, that's a nice spider web. Amelia and Nicola, do we have those users? Amelia and Nicola, yeah. Okay. But we don't have the passwords for them, so. So Amelia and Nicola could basically write who owns that object. That object has generic all after on the GPO. I'm just looking for something to do with our username. But it doesn't seem to be anything containing our own, the users that we already have. That logon VBS gets executed every time that a user logs on, which makes me think that there is some automation going on to trigger that script, otherwise it wouldn't be there. In the real environment, you would wait for the user to log on for that to trigger. Nothing useful there. Okay. We could try to create a login VBS script in the apps or docs and see if that gets executed. And the simple way to do that would be to just do a request. So if we copy this to exploit, because we don't have write access to this particular script in SYSVOL, let me open my notes. Okay, so let's do basically, I just want to see if this gets executed. At this point in time, I don't care what payload I have in there. I just want to see some sort of execution. And then we do basically just shell, string, and hide the app. So I don't need that, I just need to call. And then in here we can go to exploit, go test into test, be served on port 80. If I can type my password correctly, that would be nice. Okay, use apps. I'm not sure where I am in the okay. Exploit. Another place where we can try to put this file is in our home directory. Or do we need a link? Let's see. Okay, so we have 3 files, one in apps, one in docs, and one in home. And let's see if we get any callbacks. Apparently my work doesn't realize that it's past 9 p.m. They're still messaging me. Okay, no callbacks there. Why? So we know that. Can we trigger? No. Why is that? The fact that there is a link file is bugging me a bit. Thank you for the follow, Pickle. And apparently my elements to actually show that I have a follower doesn't work. Good to know. I'll look into that. Why? Oh, so no callback there. Next he had a spider mold, didn't it? Yep. What? Was our file removed? No, it's still there. Is that a different login VBS to the one that we have? Wait, we're in the exploit portal. No, it's the same one that we had before. Or am I doing something wrong here? Actually, I have this in my notes, so let's just use that. (150) test. And actually I can remove that one because I already have it. Just rename that to login. Use apps. Why did I do that? No, actually docs, not homes. Use docs. No. Do we have write access? NXC says that we don't have write access in here. We just have read. We can try. We have the test there. NXC is lying to us. So we actually have write access to SYSVOL as well. Looks like I'm doing something wrong, because I'm not getting a call back. And this is definitely my test script. Okay. Maybe my... Right. Come on, I just want the macro. There we go. I forgot. No. Why are my notes wrong on that then? VBA. Did we get the callback? No, not yet. Oh. I'm sorry, I'm stupid. This is VBS, not VBA. Oh.
Hey, so I've been thinking about you a lot, like a lot, and a part of me wants to tell you all about
No,
it,
it's
but
VBS.
the other part wants to hear those words from you first, so if you miss me and if you're thinking about me too, then just tell me. Okay, bye.
There we go. Finally we get the call back. And now we actually get to use Sliver. So MTLS 10, 10, 15, 150, port. See. Let's do 8443. Save. I think we need to generate a listener, don't we? Actually, we can change that to be that. We can close out file, Windows temp ag.exe, and then we can do ag.exe, and now I need to mtls l 10 10 15 150 on port 8443. So now we should see this one come in with an once I upload the script, it should try to download ag.exe, and then it should execute it. Hopefully. So I've done a few certs, Pickle. I've done OSCP, I've done OSWE, OSEP, and CRTO in terms of certifications. So it's not just from Hack the Box. And I am doing this on a day-to-day basis as well at work. So wget doesn't work. At least I don't think it does. Does not matter. We can still use the download what was it? It doesn't matter. We're all learning. There are things that I haven't used in a while that I forgot. So, for example, I've used Liver, and I've done a lot of Active Directory and Windows exploitation just last year for OSCP, and I think I forgot half of it. If you don't constantly use it, you're always gonna have to research, and the idea is to keep learning and keep doing stuff. One of the reasons why I'm streaming as well is to keep my skills up to date and not forget stuff. Let's do taxi rogue web request with that, and out file. Let's see if that works instead of wget. Depends on the version of PowerShell if wget exists or not. Actually, what did we have before there? I think we can just do that and then put Windows temp as well, and then we can just execute that. Let's try that. Are you going for OSCP as well, Pickle? Or not yet? Let's check the documentation. Well, I don't think that's necessarily a problem. Once you get into a job, they can fund that. Yes, download file. There we go. Well, funny you should say that. I worked as a software engineer, then did sysadmin work, and then switched to cyber. So having the networking experience does help. As long as you keep learning, it won't be a problem to change careers. Okay, so that got downloaded, which is good. Sessions? No sessions yet. Weekends? Oh, those are old. Right. Oh. Why wouldn't it execute though? Do I need to execute it by a CMD? Or what we let's see. Users. What's the blog's name? Actually, I think here might need to be. Blue is also valuable. If you want to go to offensive, having the knowledge of how they track you and what they're looking for helps. I oftentimes do help out with incidents as well. I tend to do a lot on the forensic side, but yeah, it's all useful experience. There was the guy that used to stream and does a lot of YouTube videos. He's a blue teamer and he can hack like nobody's business. But his main experience is in blue teaming. What's going on? Oh, we actually got the session back and I didn't notice it. There we go. Oh, why did we get the session back as Amelia? No, that is interesting. Okay, let's stop that. Let's revert back the login script to what it was. Ooh, that threw me off a bit. Why do we get a different username? Maybe it's the login is only implemented for Amelia. Oh, what's his name? Give me a second. I'll remember. I'll remember his name. So that's the script that we use. How did I forget his name? Oh, that's gonna drive me nuts. I'll remember and I'll let you know. Let's finish the box and then I'll. I know he never used to show his face on stream as well. Will do. I'm sure it's gonna come back to me. It's just I even know how his website looks, but I cannot remember his name or the website link. It's gonna come back to me. So let's see. Sessions, tech I, and then we interact with that session. So how do we get the... We got Amelia Griffith, which is, if I remember correctly, what we've seen in the Active Directory, we have some link from Amelia to somewhere else. So we have some inbound controls, but I'm interested in outbound. Yes, so GPOAdmin. Okay, that's what I was thinking about. So if we remove that, we do Amelia to GPOAdmin. Yeah, so we can use either the ACL or right owner, and Bloodhound is quite good for that. Let's see, which one is... Yeah, we can just use... yeah, let's use Whisker. So we need... We're gonna target GPOAdmin. But We can exit that because we no longer need that. We have too many windows open. Documents, local scripts, sharps collection, and we have whisker here. Execute assembly. Doesn't have autocomplete. Doesn't matter. Actually, yeah, exe. I think the parameters are passed like that. List. Something's weird with this new version of Sliver. List, target, GPOAdmin. Okay, so we can just do add. Sorry, I'm writing my notes as well at the same time. That's why I'm basically writing all this, because it's all going on my website. So if you want to have a look over the machines that we've done previously, I'll share the link in the chat. Okay, so we don't have access to create that. Not a problem. We can use the other one. We can use PowerView for the ACL. Yeah, we're gonna need PowerView for that. That's not a problem. I keep thinking now about the name of the guy, but I'll remember it. Right, anyway, let's do shell. And we need PowerView, which I'm not sure if I have here, but we can download it. There we go. Okay. Ten, 15, 150. On IX. Okay, so now we actually have PowerView imported. We can follow the guides from write the ACL and just do password 123. Yeah, we don't want to change that, so let's just run that as it is. BabyTwo.vl. GPOAdm. Wait. Yeah, no, that's okay. And target ID, GPOAdm would write all. Actually, we don't need the credentials because we are already running a process as legacy. Let's try to change the password. That's probably a better idea. identity GPOAdm. New password. Unable to find user. Set domain user password. GPOAdm. Oh, I don't need a credential. Because we don't actually have a credentials for the user that we're running as. Yeah, so we're in Office and Legacy, but why? Let's refresh the session, shall we? What happened there? Okay, I think Sliver is crapping out. Okay, so now we don't have the right CD. At least let's get the user flag. Users. And I forgot to set the output file. Of course I did. Okay. Can you guys tell that it's almost 11 o'clock? Okay, so now that we have the rights, we can change the password. Which kind of makes sense, if you think about it. Now we can close that because we no longer need it. Documents, HTB Baby. Right, so now that we have the password changed, we can do NXC SMB, but do it with GPOAdmin with password 123, just to see if it still works. Yeah. So NXC is just being. There we go. Sometimes NXC does weird things with what you call it? Caching the results, and it's not showing it properly. That's why I wanted to change the DNS basically. Now we have the password set, but we need to be able to execute commands as that user. Same, I'm in the UK as well. And I'm starting streaming at 9 PM just so that I can get some American people in here as well after they finish work. So doing 10-11 hours of work for my job and then streaming in the evening, so all good. Wait, I think I have something that I wrote before that allows me to execute stuff. Where's my GitHub? There we go. Do I have it in here though? Do I have it compiled? Local scripts. No, it's not in there. Okay, let's compile it. So I will be using this, but I need to compile it or find it somewhere on the hard drive, because I have it somewhere, just not sure where. That one I actually wrote for OSCP. I needed to use it there. I think you can just... There we go. There we go. Actually, what I can do is... And Sliver decided to quit on me again. Okay, I need to revert to an older version of Sliver, because this is getting ridiculous. I haven't done the academy, but I know people who have, and they said that it's really good to do that. So, but as I said, if you keep on it, even if you just do boxes and you have to ask questions, or you get stuck and you bang your head against the wall for a few hours or a few days on a box, and then you figure it out, it's gonna be a lot more rewarding that way. So I think it's worth it. Right. PC. How did I write it? Okay, so I think that was the password, yes. Oh, guess what? There's a script that runs there that probably has already reset the password back to for the GPO admin. So let's do this. Sliver sessions, do that. Local script, PowerExploit. Use serve 80. One of the good reasons to actually keep good notes is because you can redo your steps. Yeah, so with that, one piece of advice I always found useful is if you can create a script to reproduce your steps, that would make a lot more sense for clients as well. But yeah, usually after an engagement, you would need to present them with a report, right? So having good notes during your exploitation steps means you will be able to produce that report afterwards, which is very useful. So we cannot execute anything. Yeah, I do that for what I'm doing. So for example, I find a cross-site scripting or a remote code execution on some piece of software. I tend to create a Python script that the engineers can run to replicate step by step of what I've done. That way they can implement their fix, run the script, and if the script fails, that means that their fix worked as well. So it's a way for them to validate, self-validate. It's a bit more work on your side, because some exploits might be quite complex to achieve, but it's a nice touch. So this one doesn't work, but there is a GPO, because this is a so we want that user to administrator. Yeah. So we have the generic call, so we're gonna use this one. Instead of actually getting a shell as GPOAdmin, we're just gonna use GPOAbuse. Okay, so Python 3. Right, let's see what information we need to provide. So GPO ID and command. We just want to execute ag.exe because we already have that. Oh, this is the ID, not. Yeah. This is the ID that we need. Okay, so it's created a scheduled task and we should see a session come in. If not, we can do cmd.exe taxi. I wonder why it doesn't want to execute. Um, um, there we go. We need to trigger the GPU update, otherwise we have to wait a few hours until that triggers. Sessions, and we basically have system. Yeah. And we have the root flag. And now we need to finalize our nodes. So both instances worked fine. This one worked just fine. We didn't need to do the CMD one for it to work. Right, so we've completed the box. But I think I'm gonna try to revert Sliver to an older version, because this one's creating way too many problems for me. Like, I'm trying to exit the shell, and I cannot close the shell anymore. Anyway. I think that's about it for tonight. I'll be streaming again on Friday and Sunday. So if you have any recommendations or want me to see a specific box, please let me know, and I'll try to do it on stream. It cannot be any active boxes, unfortunately. I'm not allowed to stream those. And again, happy to answer any questions. If you do have anything that is of interest, be it boxes or setup or anything of that sort, happy to answer any questions you guys have. Catch you later.
Jungle's about samples, believe me. The DJs are the ones who influence any scene. Jungle's about samples, believe me. It's about the samples of the reggae artists what are in the music. DJs.